Are you looking to take your personal finances to the next level? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, with your host, Joseph Sangle.
Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sangle. I'm one of your guides to help you, yes, you live your fully funded life. And this is episode number
246.
And that is the voice of Megan Hibbard, my co-host, who is another guide helping you live your fully funded life. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
Monday, middle of March.
Yes.
We can believe it.
Yes, and we have a title for this one that is playing on the month name.
Yes. So the title of this episode is It's a Long March.
It's a long
we should
march.
added O's. It's a long
March, right? It doesn't work with other months. Like it's a long February. It doesn't work because it's shorter, but February, well, it is a February. But March can be used for a lot of different things. So it is a long March, and we're focusing on what?
Yep. So this month we're focusing on debt freedom. So today we're going to talk specifically about debt freedom, how debt freedom is a long march, what you can do about it, how you can endure the march.
Yeah. You know, and we know that many people who want to become debt free, they falter. Some of them outright fail. Some of them, they regress.
Yeah.
They actually end up with more debt. Many people will get very tired and allow day-to-day events to distract, to dissuade. It's a very interesting word, and deter. And this is why you have to be different. Podcast listeners, we want you to be different because it is a long march. And one of the things that really stands out to me, Megan, is that if we wanted to go get debt right now, we could go get debt.
Instantly.
Right? You could just go put stuff on a credit card, lots of stuff on a credit card.
I wouldn't even have to leave this seat.
Right here on the phone, you could have a pile of smiles from Amazon showing up, right? All financed. We could go down to the car lot and each of us buy a car and surprise our spouses with them.
That would be a
Wouldn't
big
that be
surprise,
awesome?
especially
A very big surprise. We have a brand new car for you and a pile of debt. Congratulations. I don't know that you could buy a house today, but you could do it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The bottom line is this. You could get piles of debt really fast, really, really fast, within hours, days, no longer than a month. What is the alternative of paying off that debt? Well, that can't be done in an hour or two for most people. And that's why people fall apart because, you know, it's a great feeling to have a brand new vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling to have 21 Amazon Smile Boxes headed your way. But when you say, I'm going to be debt free, and 2 hours later, nothing's happening, and the next 2 or 3 days, Smile Boxes aren't showing up, you know, you'll falter. And so we really want to help everybody be able to persevere, to be able to stick with it, to be different. And so that's what today is about. It's helping people be successful in their long march. Did I add enough O's there?
That was perfect.
Okay, great.
Yes. All right. So today we have 3 points we're going to go through for how you can endure this long march to debt freedom. So number 1 is accountability.
Yes. Accountability. We think that, we know that accountability is wildly important.
Yep.
And accountability is a word that we really don't like, right, as humans, because we want to do what we want.
Don't want to have to answer to somebody else.
Don't tell me what to do, right? But accountability, if a person will not make themselves accountable, it's very difficult individually to keep themselves between the ditches.
Yeah.
And very, very quickly for most, and over time for almost everyone, we will eventually veer into the ditch.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to pay off debt, accountability is a must. So where does that start? Well, if you're married,
Your spouse.
it should start with your spouse. Yes. And it should be with others too. And in fact, you know, when I think about accountability that helped me, you know, one of the things that helped hold me accountable, and they didn't even really know it, was my child, my daughter. Because I was doing this not just for me, I was doing it for dreams that I had of what we could do with her and for her.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I think it's really important that you have your bigger why, and that helps you be accountable with your spouse, with others. I had financial coaches that helped me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is one of the reasons we provide unlimited coaching appointments for members in Fully Funded Life. It's an included member benefit because accountability just matters.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of people do multiple appointments for that very reason. You need somebody to talk to about your specific situation.
Absolutely.
You need somebody to talk to, and somebody, maybe it's you and your spouse, maybe it's just you, maybe you're not married and you just need some help or some guidance. But I feel like that accountability really adds an extra layer to help people on their journey.
And, Jen holds me greatly accountable. I am a master. I'm a wizard at spending. I am so talented at it. I mean, it's a gift. It's such a gift. And she is a saver. And she's constantly, when I've got an idea, when I've got a scheme, some sort of something that I'm wanting to buy for myself primarily. It's funny how that works.
One of your hobbies.
Yeah, one of my many hobbies.
I'm not sure why.
She's saying
they're actual hobbies.
Yeah, they are hobbies. The difference between a business and a hobby is the business makes money, the hobby takes money. Yeah. You might enjoy both of them, but she always will say this ridiculous statement saying, "What are you going to buy that with? Your good looks? Like whatever." I'm like, the connotation is there are no good looks to spend and therefore there is no money. And so it's really hilarious. Like it's something very special that people that are married know about the special part of their relationships where they can kind of do the sarcastic smackdowns. Yeah. It's the WWE smackdown. So what we're really saying is you need a WWE smackdown within your marriage relationship to hold you accountable. So if you're the spender, podcast listener, you need this accountability. I am a spender saying I need accountability. So do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I am the saver.
Yeah.
But Jordan is a hybrid. He's a saver and spender, which works in my favor because we both want to save. But then when it comes time to spend, he's the one that allows us to do it because I probably would never spend money. But we had the conversation too of like the other day he texted and he was like, "Hey, do you want to like pick something up for dinner? Or should we just eat in?" And I'm like, we should just eat in.
Oh,
we just bought groceries. Like,
look at you.
And like, yeah, it sounded good to eat out, but I'm like, we just bought groceries. I don't want to use money to eat out on like something quick. We would just pick up.
That was a permission-based request saying I'm okay with either answer.
Yeah. So we chose to eat in.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Was it good? What'd you eat?
I don't remember.
See, there we go. It's not memorable.
Well, we plan our meals out every week. So I know at the beginning of the week.
We or you?
We do it together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I know like we usually do our shopping.
What's on the menu today?
Well, today is an interesting week because we have not done grocery shopping and we usually do it on Sunday and then the latest Monday. So it's getting a little bit in the bare bones in our house. This might be like a mystery dinner night, where you just figure out what you have in there.
Leftovers?
Yeah, make something up.
I can tell you what's happening at the Sangle household over the weekend. I smoked a pork butt on the Big Green Egg that the team bought me like 5 years ago. And it smoked for like nine hours.
Was it still good after that long?
No, it takes that long to make it just fall off the bone amazing.
No, I mean after 5 years. Was it just in the freezer?
No. You have misunderstood what I said, and I think this is funny.
The green egg. We bought you the green egg.
You think that I had a pork butt that has been somewhere for 5 years.
I was like, I don't know if it's any good still, but yes, I remember the green egg. Yes.
The team bought me a big green egg.
I remember that.
Which was very nice for Christmas 5 years ago.
I'm with you now.
And then I smoked this weekend this big green egg, of which I have had for 5 years.
Yes.
I smoked a pork butt that I purchased.
Welcome to Monday.
On Saturday and smoked on Sunday.
I'm guaranteed
and welcome to Monday.
Somebody else was tracking with me.
So what we're going to have, comment on YouTube if you're tracking with Megan or with me. But we're going to have, watch this. We got leftovers and we have allocated leftovers for Taco Tuesday. Ooh. We're having pork tacos.
Oh, you know what? I do know what we're having for dinner. Shredded pork. We're having fajitas.
There we go.
Because we had leftover. We grilled steaks the other night. We had leftover, so we were going to make fajitas.
There we go. There we go. That's awesome.
I'm with it now. Well, it's Monday. It's all over.
There we go. Accountability. You need accountability to stay focused on your debt freedom march. Okay?
Yep. All right. So number 2 is focus on your why.
Yeah, and I alluded to that here a little bit, but why are you wanting to be debt free? I mentioned for my daughter, right? For the plans we had for her, the dreams we had for her, for me and Jen. And I think the powering statement for us is, what can you do, or what could you do that you can't do right now when you achieve debt freedom? Mm-hmm. Like, what can you do when you achieve debt freedom? That is a very powerful question. Mm-hmm. So add up really quickly the amount of money going to debt payments and say, when you get debt free, you get to keep the money.
Yeah.
What can you do with that money that you can't do right now?
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah. So for us, one of the things that we were able to do is the height of COVID. So like COVID had hit in March, and in August, we were able to buy a house. Now, everyone thought we were crazy because we were buying and selling houses at that time. And it was, I think, just because everything was so unknown, nobody knew what was going to happen. Nobody knew what was going on. But we were able to sell our house, buy another one, get low interest rates on it. But we were the first of 6 showings. We were able to put in a competitive offer. At that time, the offers weren't like, you didn't have to do it. It was
before
crazy.
It went bananas.
Yeah, which was nice. But we were able to do that. And the benefits for our family far exceed, like, we live in a neighborhood where we have lots of great friends, where like Logan can play with his friends, where Jordan lives 4 minutes from his office. So like going back and forth to work is great. So there's just all these benefits that we were able to make that step because we didn't have payments going to debt and able to put down like a significant down payment. So our payments were lower, and like we were able to do all of these things because we didn't have the debt payments, which was really
I mean, and when you think about this, you were able to focus on your why before that moment. Mm-hmm. And one of the whys was to be able to provide a wonderful home in a neighborhood once you had kids.
Yeah.
And so you guys were focused on being debt free long before that. Mm-hmm. And that why powered you through becoming debt free, never having debt. And then you were able to pounce on the why when the opportunity came available.
Yeah.
And I look at that and say, why are you wanting to be debt free? What can you do that you can't do when you have debt? Once you achieve debt freedom? And the other one is, so we said why and what, we should add the who. Mm. Who will benefit from that debt freedom?
Yeah.
So I'm a business owner. I remember the day that we paid off the debt of a business we bought. It took us about 7 years, but it allowed us to be able to say, hey, we're going to start expanding the team. Mm. And that's what we have done. It's one of the things that we're able to do. Your children will benefit. Mm-hmm. Your spouse will benefit. Like, that focusing on your why, having accountability and having that person holding you accountable, reminding you of why. Mm-hmm. We're still sitting here saying, no, we're not going out to eat. We're going home to eat again. No, we're not going to join our friends after church to go out to eat. Or if we are, we're going to order water and eat the chips and the salsa, right? Whatever that is.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I do like that. It is awesome. But hey, I just want you to hear, it's not forever, it's for now. Yeah. And most people, podcast listeners, I really want to help you here. I want to encourage you here. Most people never make the leap. They never are able to jump this gap of becoming totally debt-free, except for their house. They just can't do it. They can't achieve rung number 4. They take too long, and life starts happening, and they have to replace the car, fix the car, and they didn't save up the money for it, and now they're back off. You've got to get serious with this. You will not wander your way to debt freedom. Mm-hmm. Having accountability, focusing on your why will help you. The third thing we wanted to share with you is what?
Yep. So number 3 is to be reasonable.
So what means be reasonable? I have to wait a month to be debt free?
Yeah, I think
13 minutes.
When we had this conversation, when we were planning this out, you said the words, and then you said, be realistic. Tell me what you think that means. And I said, you have a realistic time frame. So like, this isn't going to happen. I might have gotten this debt in a month, but like, it's probably not going to be paid off in a month. Let's set a realistic time frame that we can realistically, pay this off and make progress. But the nice thing with, the way that we encourage you is through the debt snowball is you see progress quickly. And so you're able to keep going, which is great. So setting a realistic time frame of how you can accomplish this, how you can achieve it, knowing that it would probably take some time, but imagine the benefits of once you get to that moment. So less stress, you're able to sleep better. You're not having to worry about
it's unbelievable,
bills.
Isn't it?
Like you're not having to worry about all of these things because all the debt's gone now.
So being reasonable also means being realistic. Mm-hmm. So let's give them some real numbers. It's 12 to 36 months to pay off their rung 4 debts, that non-house, non-business debt. Mm-hmm. And it's somewhere between 7 to 10 years to pay off the house. Mm-hmm. That's rung number 7 of our ladder.
I know people are probably saying, like, how can I pay my house off in 7 to 10 years? But if you think about the ladder, you're not having any other debt.
Yeah.
Everything, you're able to focus on that specific rung.
Yeah.
And so you're able to make a lot quicker progress.
Money that used to go to a car payment can now go to the house. Money that used to go toward the other car payment can go to the house. Money towards a credit card payment can go to the house. Money for the student loan can go to the house. And all that money gets freed up and it can go to the house when you're focused on rung number 7. So people rarely finish this journey by going what we call scorched earth, where you have no fun and bare essentials for months on end. Yeah. You will not last. You will falter. You will fall out. I know there are always exceptions. So if you think you're the exception, have at it. Go try it. If you bonk, come back, listen to the podcast again. But here's what I would just say. Be realistic, be reasonable, but be focused. And what appears to be a long time when starting out, when you look back at it, will seem like such a short time compared to the rest of your life. And I remember this moment where I had gotten debt-free. It had taken us 14 months to become debt-free, except for the house. And I was telling everybody, you can be debt-free. You can be debt-free. I'm reaching out here if you're watching YouTube. Like Megan was like, is he going to punch me? I just get fired up about it. And I remember this pastor of the church said, hey, this family needs financial help. Will you go help them? Well, they wanted me to go help them at their house. And I remember going to their house. And they had 2 teenage daughters, and they were scary skinny. And as I sat down and was coaching them, they had like $150 allocated for groceries for the entire month for the family. And they told me they were trying to get it down to $100. And it was like shocking to me that they had income, but they had chosen instead to spend their money on 4-H goats. Oh, gosh. And when I said how much for the goats, because they were living in a city and they were keeping them at some farm outside of town, they told me $400. And I looked at them, and I know this is an extreme case, but the goat, they were feeding their goats more than they were feeding their own children. How ridiculous is that? Yeah. And I just want to tell everybody who's listening to the podcast, you would think that's ridiculous. They're spending $400 on goats and $150 for their family. But I just want to press in on you because you might have a goat in your life. And it might not be an animal, but it could be that car. It could be that motorcycle. It could be that boat. It could be whatever that Amazon thing is, that addiction that you have that you just can't stop spending. And that goat is literally eating your lunch and robbing you the ability to become debt-free. And so I would just tell you, when you have accountability, they can point out blind spots. When you remind yourself of your why, it can give you that energy to stick with it. And when you are reasonable and you don't go all scorched earth, but you're not lazy either, well then, you will march yourself all the way to debt freedom, and it'll be awesome.
Yep. So you might be thinking, well, what's my next step? Glad you asked. We have a great next step. So we have a debt payoff challenge.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
Yes. With our Fully Funded Life members that they are starting, and we would love for you guys to jump in. So if you're a member of Fully Funded Life, make sure you sign up. It's free to all of our members. And if you're not, join us at Fully Funded Life. You get coaching, you get challenges, you get courses on all kinds of topics. You also get a community of people that gather around you to help. But this challenge is going to be amazing. It's going to help a lot of people pay off debt. And we can't wait to see how much our members are able to pay off.
Yeah, it's going to be so awesome. So, hey, look, check it out at fullyfunded.life. Fullyfunded.life is an excellent place for you to start. You can sign up for your first challenge ever, the Debt Payoff Challenge. We'd love to see you there. We'll have a link in the show notes as well. Hey, I would just tell you, hey, when I went and saw my brother, I have a lot of brothers. There's 5 of them. There's 6 boys total. I went and saw one of them graduate from basic training, and I was about 12. And it was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, also known as Fort Lost in the Woods to those who've been through the Army. And I remember seeing him marching. In fact, my dad went in to find my brother, who kind of went in soft and round and beautiful gold curly locks. I mean, he had a mullet that was unbelievable, sensational. And my dad came out with this military guy. Looks like he was ready to eat the head off nails for dinner. I mean, just meaner than a snake looking, ripped, huge arms. And I did not recognize it as my brother until he spoke to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've seen transformation take place. And you know what? He felt like it was a long march. It was 8 weeks of his life, basic training, 8 or 12 weeks. I can't remember. Military people, correct me. But here's what I know. That brief period of time in his life changed his life forever. He has had order in his life from that moment on. And so I would just say, it seems like a long march, but when you look back, it'll be worth it. Hey, take the march. We'd love to help you. That debt payoff challenge will help you. Hey, we'll see you next Monday right here, the Monday Money Tip Podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit IWBNIN.com. We'll catch you next time.